Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Always Open. I'm your host, Barbara Dunkelman, and today I'm joined by two of my wonderful friends, starting with Andrew Rosas.
It's me, baby. Hello.
Pew, pew, pew.
Happy to pew pew pew. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Happy to be pew-pewing.
Happy to be. Yes. Happy to be Yosemite Samming all over the place.
And of course, we got Griff.
Hello, I'm also here.
Welcome
How's
back.
it going?
Pew pew pew.
Pew, 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 pew. We're gonna gun noises, yeah.
America. We were talking about fits right before we started recording.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How it's officially fall.
We are about to hit a week of beautiful fall weather. We're about to hit the best week Austin might have all year,
All
as
year.
a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I would argue there was a few weeks ago that was like in the low 70s, high 60s. And
Or
it was like sunny.
The false fall week.
The false fall. We got
Yeah.
the false fall.
Yeah, and then it got really cold for like a day or two, and then it went back to 80.
Yeah.
Yep. But we're about to hit a week of beautiful, lovely 60 high of 62,
Ooh.
61, 65,
Ooh.
63, 65, 71, 72. Folks,
That's what I'm talking
folks,
about.
that's when the fall fits come
That's when the
out,
fall
and
fits.
which we were complimenting Barbara's unbelievably
It's
good fall
really
fit.
fucking good.
It's
If you're
nice.
just listening to this on audio platforms, come check out
Yeah,
the
if you're just listening, stop it. Pull up a device that has YouTube on it. Go to Olga No Worries.
Olga No Worries.
And
Or
look at
roosterteeth.com.
Or roosterteeth.com. And look at this. It's really good.
I also have some
very good.
loafers
I'm
on.
obsessed with the sweater.
Ooh, and the corduroy pants and the loafers.
With the scalloped socks.
Yeah,
You-
dog. I
dude,
thought
the
it
scalloped
through.
socks.
The look is simply too cold. You guys aren't ready for
You're
it.
not ready
You're
for
not
it.
ready.
You're not ready. Whatever
Simply-
you're picturing in your head is not anywhere near as
not-
amazing as what
It's a
Barbara
good.
looks like
It's a
right
good
now.
look.
I've been preparing because, we're banking up a couple episodes
Yeah.
right now because I'm actually going to Scotland
Oh,
on a
okay.
trip with Trevor.
That
Nice.
sounds fun.
Is that what they say in
I
Scotland?
guess.
I think so.
But a big part of that is like planning out what I'm going to pack and like putting
Sure.
together the fall outfits because it's going to be cold there.
Yeah.
Sure is.
It's going to be in like the 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
And that has been very fun to build like a little fall capsule
Yeah.
wardrobe collection thing.
Yeah, I've been looking longingly at my fall clothes, which is 2/3 of my closet.
Yep.
So I'm just waiting until I can actually use them. I'm so excited. I'm so ready.
I like this. You got a little
Thanks.
Dickies.
yeah. little-
Jumpsuit action.
Oh yeah, it's
Fly
like a
suit?
big swing. I've always wanted to try wearing a jumpsuit because I'm short with a short torso. I never thought I'd be able to do it.
Do you cuff? Do you cuff the button? Oh no, you don't even have to.
No, this is a petite size.
Oh.
It's still
Hey.
way too long, but it's good. It's good. It's good. I like it.
Nice.
Do you have a short torso, long torso, short legs, long legs? Like what's the ratio?
I am mostly proportionate.
Okay.
Proportional, except my torso is a little bit short.
itty bitty.
A little bit short, yeah. Not as long as I'd like it to be.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm opposite. So I'm 6 feet tall, and I have an incredibly long torso.
You're mostly torso. If
I'm
you're
6 feet tall. Do you know what my inseam is?
29.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so here's
Swimmer's body, baby.
does that mean?
I have a 28
like
inch
short?
inseam,
Oh,
which means that my leg length for my pants is 28 inches.
almost the same
and
as
he's a
Griff's.
full foot taller than me almost.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
only an inch more an inseam.
I've never you always seem also proportionate, whatever the word is.
Well,
Well, I feel like I look at you more.
yeah, you might look at me just like casually seeing me like Bigfoot across a room,
Yeah.
just arms swinging, and be like, what's going on?
Although we were talking right before we started recording, based on like the camera angles and how like you're sitting on the edge, Griff is in the middle, so like she looks even shorter than like
Yeah.
typically.
well,
like,
get that
you're-
wide.
I'm sitting on the
You're
booster
only 6 feet. You're not like you just look like this is a Lord of the Rings effect.
Yeah, exactly. It's the forced perspective. But again, that's why when I'm sitting in chairs, it levels the playing field
slouch.
in terms of it levels the playing field in terms of leg length because
Yeah.
I have like shorter legs, longer torso. But then again, in that wide, because I have a longer torso, when I'm sitting up in a chair, as you can cut to the wide right now, I
Yeah.
look like I'm like
Also, for the folks watching at home, I am on the booster seat.
I guess this is
There's
what
a
it is.
pillow.
I had to sit on something because I was.
I
Like,
had to scoot further in because if I scoot this way, like. It's upsetting. It's upsetting image.
I just sat
Tableau.
up for the first time
Yeah.
today straight.
Did it
I
crack?
never sit this straight on the show, and it is like a whole new set right now.
I always feel like I'm supposed to have proper posture when I'm on the show.
I just sat up and it sounded like someone broke a bunch of celery.
That's my knees now.
Yeah.
My knees fully do that. If
Yep.
I lean down to pick something and like get back up, it's like
Oh. I went to there was Afrotech this weekend. So they had a lot of like black music events, which doesn't happen in Austin. So I went to a bunch of them. And one of them was Saturday night when they turned the clock back.
Oh yeah.
So
when two
yeah.
become one.
Yeah, and we were there till like 3, I think.
So that would have been
It would
4.
have been 4. And when I tell you, I woke up the next morning and I was like aware of my knees. I was aware that I had knees.
Body talking to you. Body screaming at you.
Body mad at me.
Yeah.
Body screaming, body yelling. My knees still hurt a little bit. That was on Saturday. It is now Wednesday. And I've never been in a place that long before.
Yep. That's very long.
Like I've shut down clubs before, but usually at 2 a.m., not when it's been 1 a.m. twice, and then
equivalent
also
of
we stayed
4.
till 3. Yeah, it was 4 a.m. It's crazy.
Griff, I'm gonna say something that is kind of be upsetting, but
no.
you need to hear it.
Okay.
This is as good as it's going to get.
No,
it only gets worse.
No. What if I can't strengthen them.
I mean,
I can't
you
build
can
them
strengthen
up.
them
You could definitely do things. I think like core strength is wildly important for
Yes.
aging.
For my knees?
For the back.
for everything.
Okay.
But back strength it ties into everything.
Yeah, if you have back pain, I regret to inform you that core strength super works.
Yeah.
Super works.
The least fun workouts
Yeah.
help everything.
Help.
Well, first of all, I love back workouts. Second of all, I feel like I have really bad lower back pain until I got my Helix mattress. And
Not
got-
sponsored.
Not sponsored, but you know.
medium firm, amazing. And then B, I started deadlifting.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning of the year, and those two things together fixed my lower back pain.
I'm telling you, it's that chain, that posterior chain.
Yeah, it's your IT band. I got to work that out.
I like to go back because we've been doing Always Open as a show since 2016 with a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
And I like to go back to watch episodes because that show was such a different show because we were all in our like early mid 20s and now we're all like late
we
20s,
all
early-
were. We all were. All of us
2016.
were.
I was a cool teen.
I guess late 20s, mid 20s, late 20s.
Yeah.
I was 19.
But oh my god. But now the show is like all about like our bodies breaking. It's like thinking about like, becoming parents and all these different things. It's
Yeah.
just like a different
Life.
life.
Yeah, it's like
Comes at you fast, kids.
Yeah, it's like, I remember little Hannah McCarthy on those early episodes, like showing up was like, she has a full baby now.
Yeah,
And,
fully
like,
married
baby.
baby.
a married baby.
Huge baby.
Yeah.
The
his
cute,
name?
by the way,
Ellis.
the cutest.
The cutest, largest baby I've ever seen.
Smiliest, happiest.
Smiliest
So
and
cute.
does the scrunch face smile. It's adorable.
Little
Yeah.
pouty face.
Very cute.
Yeah, smiles with the whole face, which
Yeah.
is like the wonderful thing you love to see.
Well, I think we should bring the show back to a little bit of
Yes.
immaturity.
Immaturity.
Please.
Which is, let's start with our little icebreaker question, our
Okay.
little hypothetical question.
Hypothetical.
I actually saw this one on TikTok,
Okay.
and I loved
That
it
bodes
so
well,
much.
that bodes well.
I loved it so much that I wanted to ask you guys this one.
Okay.
If you could have 5 liquids that dispense from each of your fingers whenever you want and would be unlimited, which 5 liquids would you choose?
I was born for this question. I love liquids exclusively.
I mean, as I feel like,
And I also want the reasoning behind
of course,
it.
of course. I look forward to seeing all 5 of these liquids of varying, of glasses of varying filled next to the bed. I need a nightstand with 5
Exactly.
glasses. Yeah, just right over. Griff, feel this. You were born for this.
I was born for this.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah, go
so first of all, obviously, thumb. You want something calming?
Oh, I like how you're doing it. Like, I'm just like any 5
Oh,
liquids.
I thought each finger was. It doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah,
Anyway,
but okay,
thumb.
thumb.
I'm gonna do a little bit of like a little lavender chamomile tea.
Okay.
If I'm sleepy, I won't. Action, fall asleep immediately.
Like a suck in the thumb.
yeah.
Hand in hand.
I guess pointer finger, water. Squirt gun, very funny. Also, I'll never die from dehydration because I always have water.
Excellent.
Middle finger, root beer, because fuck you if you don't like it.
I like root beer. Yeah.
Ring finger,
Not that aggressively, but I do enjoy it.
ring finger, I would say coffee because I'm married to the game. But I want it pre-latte'd. So I want it
So like with milk in it?
with milk. Yeah.
I'll allow it.
You'll allow it?
Yeah.
Because
I
otherwise,
think it's like any I would say like drink liquid, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it.
and then pinky, I don't know, maybe like, it'd be like Dr. Pepper or vanilla Coke.
So you'd want both a root beer and a Dr. Pepper.
Two
vanilla
soda,
Coke.
a two soda
sodas.
fountain hand.
Yeah. Or like maybe like, I don't know, maybe like if I'm being practical, blue Gatorade for when I get sick.
Oh, like a little bit of electrolytes?
A little bit of electrolytes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I very much like that. Okay, so I've got to go with Yeah, I don't know what I'm not going to assign him to.
Sorry,
I'm not
I
gonna assign
got
him
too
to fingers.
specific.
I'm not going to assign him to fingers.
I do like the idea of sucking the thumb for
a
some
little
tea.
shamamle tea.
Yeah. So, but I will. I don't want to go with the fingers, except for water. Obviously, out of index finger. Got to do that one.
Yeah.
Also, you got to be careful if you're having some like sexy times with your. You don't want to.
You don't want to irrigate.
Yeah, you don't want to surprise douche.
Reverse squirt.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just water.
It's just water,
It's just water.
But again, if you're not expecting it, anyway.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not body temperature when the liquids come out.
Now, so I'm gonna go. One finger's got to be Dr. Pepper, of course. The 23 flavors. So I'm you can take the boy out of Texas, but you can't take the Texas out of the boy. Love that Dr. Pepper.
So you got water, Dr. Pepper.
Water, Dr. Pepper. You know what? I'm gonna be part of the problem, and this is probably a bad thing. Gasoline.
Dude.
So I never have to pay to fill up my car ever again.
That's so real.
Blah 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 blah.
That was one of the ones that the girl who made the TikTok said, and I'm like, genius.
I was only thinking beverages.
Yeah, but
I didn't think white liquid.
Any liquid.
That's so smart. And industrious.
And exactly.
Okay,
so
don't get those mixed up though.
So at least at least
I would maybe put the gasoline on the pinky.
Yeah.
Just 'cause
gasoline on
that's not an
pinky.
accident.
No, exactly. You're not coming close to that one. So like again, I am continuing the terrible use of fossil fuels to pollute the atmosphere, but at least I'm not. There's no extraction pollution that's happening again. So I'm just on that end. I'm just creating pollution on the back end. But gasoline, fill up the car. Don't have to worry about paying for gas. So that's a real practical one. What do we got? Water, Dr. Pepper, gasoline, as they say down under. Gasoline, petrol. Absolutely coffee. What am I saying? Saying?
So
Fucking hot latte coming out of one of these. Coming out of one of these. I was gonna say little piggies, but that's toast.
Little. What would fingers be? What's an equivalent of little piggies but for fingers? What's a long, skinny version of a pig?
horses.
Little anteaters.
I was about to throw Mondo in the bus. I'm like, Mondo?
Mondo.
A long version of a pig? Oh, no, I'm joking. Sorry.
He's not here.
He's not here. He's
no
catching strays. No, it's definitely water, coffee, gasoline, Dr. Pepper. What's taking that fifth spot, folks? TBD, lube. No, why?
Oh, yeah, industrial. It's expensive. It's so expensive.
Yeah, the good stuff. Yeah,
the good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
and you should. By the way, something not to skimp on:
lube,
quality lube.
What about olive oil?
Oh, you're in the kitchen. Olive oil, 100%.
You cook a lot.
Yeah. Okay, I take that back. Olive oil. Go like high quality olive oil for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm on similar pages.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Water, obviously.
Yep.
Gasoline was going to be one of mine as well. I would say coffee.
Yep.
Okay.
Because I have that every day.
Every day.
Every day.
So expensive.
I would actually pick mouthwash as one of the liquids. Because it's nice to have some fresh breath. And if you want to just a little, like swish it around with a little spit.
Rolling up to the club with your homies, like mouthwash.
Yeah, it's like always having gum on you, but better.
Yeah.
And then I don't really drink a lot of drinks.
Yeah.
Like I don't drink a lot of alcohol. I don't drink a lot of like sodas typically. Yeah. Maybe like once a week I'll have a diet soda of some sort. But I feel like people would want to have me around if I could do like vodka.
Yeah. I was just thinking I would maybe...
Which I'm surprised no one picked any sort of like
I might change one out for gin.
Actually, I'm gonna take out Dr. Pepper because it occurs to me it's like I have a Dr. Pepper maybe like once or twice every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's also not practical. Like I love Dr. Pepper, but I cannot drink it. I can't drink soda all the time.
Yeah.
So
I get like 3 a week, I think. So maximum if I'm feeling bad.
I'm with you. I think I'm trading out the Dr. Pepper for a hard liquor. Not because I drink a lot of hard liquor. I actually don't drink that much at all. But
the ladies do.
But no, I mean like you're hanging around with a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
Like you're like
you're gonna get invited to
everything.
Actually, yeah.
free booze finger.
DP's going
booze
gin.
Fingers.
I'll take vodka. You take gin. You take
tequila.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's
all three of us. We're an open bar.
We're walking Long Island iced tea, which has no tea in it.
Ooh. Or you could do vodka, rum, tequila, gin, and whiskey, and then you could be a bartender at every wedding or event, and they could pay you to do open bar, and you'd make a
no overhead
living because like you don't have to buy the alcohol.
Oh yeah, it's
no
all
bottles,
profit,
just
no
mixers.
overhead, baby.
No overhead, baby.
Scam
Industrious.
system.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, let us know in the comments of this episode what 5 liquids you would pick.
I want to know.
Or if you liked any of our 3 options, who you'd go with.
Yeah.
Which hand would you choose?
Or if you think I'm dumb for having tea, but I'm sorry, I get a sore throat.
Tea's good.
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
I'm definitely, it's definitely left hand because I'm right-handed.
Yeah,
so like I want this to have all its, uses, dexterity. No accidents. I'm using this hand most of the time. So, but if I can like reach to this one and be like,
yes, absolutely.
Yep. Non-dominant hand.
And we do take some questions via our Discord that we actually have with Rooster Teeth. And if you'd like to support this show and other shows we make here at Rooster Teeth, including the RT podcast with Andrew and Griff and Armando, which is fantastic, you could sign up for first membership. And by doing so, you get access to our Discord and get to vote on questions we use for the show and other things that we do here at Rooster Teeth. And it really supports everything we do. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. How much is the first membership these days?
About less than a cup of coffee with an alternative milk in it.
I think it's like $5.99 a month.
I pay. There's a few podcast Patreons that I listen to, and it's like $5 a month.
Yeah, for one episode,
one show of one episode.
You're getting all the Rooster Teeth content.
It's the best entertainment dollar.
You could have just watched us play Apex for an hour and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you get for like $6. Yeah. I think it's like $5 or $6. All the shows.
It's so much.
It's so much content. Like again, your entertainment dollar cannot go further.
I'd say a nickel of content if we had to break it down.
I mean,
pretty good. And it also goes, I want to specify, it goes directly to us.
Yes.
Yeah. Like when we make these shows, it benefits the shows we make. It doesn't go through, like, no one takes a portion of it, like YouTube or like
Patreon.
Twitch, Patreon. It goes directly to us at Rooster Teeth and what we're doing. So it really does help. All right, well, let's move on to our user questions that we have today submitted from our wonderful audience members, our viewers. And if you have a question for the show, you could email those to alwaysopen@roosterteeth.com. All right, here's our first one.
Let's get into it.
I am a 28-year-old male and have been seeing a 29-year-old female for the last 10 months. At first, it was very much just a friends with benefits arrangement, and since we started, we have rarely gone a week without meeting up for hangouts and sex. An important note is that she has always stated her relationship identity as polyamorous. This is something I do have interest in dipping my toes into, as the ideals of it mesh with feelings I believe about relationships. Mm-hmm. Mainly, these feelings are about being able to love more than one person at a time, understanding that different people have different experiences to offer in life, and me feeling I align more with ethical non-monogamy sexually. Mm-hmm. I unfortunately do not have much relationship experience in general. Most of my life, I have been single and dating around with a few short relationships interspersed. During the time I've been seeing her, I always knew she was talking to other people on dating apps, as was I. For most of our time together, she wasn't seeing or hooking up with anyone else, but about 2 months ago, I came back from a long vacation to find out she had a new partner. Since my trip, we have started to develop into a more intimate relationship, as I'd now say we are dating rather than just friends with benefits. We have started having conversations about boundaries and what we want out of this relationship, and I am slowly working through my jealous feelings about her having other partners. I still have insecure feelings when I know she is with one of her partners, and at times I have thoughts that this doesn't feel much more than friends with benefits, since there isn't a monogamous commitment. Sometimes I don't know that this is a forever/life partner relationship, and it feels wrong to continue a relationship that may have an expiration date at some point. I care about this person so much, but I can't shake the feeling I would be happier in a monogamous relationship. I don't want to throw away what I have with her by breaking up, and it feels wrong to start dating again without explicitly stating to a new partner that I have a partner. It seems like she has an easy time finding partners in the city, whereas I am in the suburbs, and finding partners who are open to poly is a rarity. I understand I chose to start my first real relationship on hard mode by going poly, but I feel like this is harder than it should be. Yes, it is.
Damn, brother. Yeah, that's a sticky wicket, as they would say.
Do they say that?
Yeah,
sticky wicket. They say that where they play cricket, they do say that. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, yeah, to start like our first serious relationship out on hard mode, like I would say, but I think first of all, caller or writer. Yeah, I just prefer to call her emailer.
Listener.
It is interesting that I think you're starting off on the right foot, at least initially, like opening, like you're talking about these things with this person, and I know it's a difficult conversation to have, but like. You said you've started having conversation about boundaries and what you kind of expect out of this, which is the right move.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you know, it's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to actually live out those things. So when you're just like, oh yeah, we've set boundaries and we've like talked about what each of our expectations are out of a relationship and everything like that. And when it's like, okay, but neither of us are acting upon those, like, again, poly, ethnically non-monogamous relationships. When no one's acting on it, it's real easy to be in one of those relationships.
Yeah.
And then someone's like, oh, I can't go out tonight because I'm seeing the other person that I'm also seeing. The insecure feelings and pangs of jealousy that you're having, it's like, this is where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah.
And where like you'll need to, you know, again, so I think like kind of look within and like, you know, really, you know, take stock of, is this a relationship style that you actually want? Because it sounds like this person is having second thoughts about like, it's like, oh, I think monogamy might actually be the way I want to go. Yeah. Like I want to do this. And which is like totally fine. Totally valid, totally fine.
So most people do.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people do. So like, I think just some like serious self-assessment is in order. And this, I know I'm kind of like reiterating what this person's saying, but you know, some stock must be taken, I think, about like kind of exactly like what you want and what you want out of it. Yeah. Because this person, sorry, last thing I'll say, not last thing, but like, but this, it sounds like the partner, the female in this relationship has their kind of mind made up, or the designs of like what their boundaries are and what they want.
It also sounds like they might have experience being in this
type of thing. Yeah,
so they know what to expect.
They know what to expect from it and like what they kind of want out of it.
Not her first rodeo.
And let me tell you right now, brother, if you're like, if you have designs on like, you know, wifing this person up or changing them away from this lifestyle, you can't. I like.
Ain't gonna happen.
I mean, that is a Sisyphusian task. Yeah. I do not suggest trying to like, trying to do that or like date this person in hopes that they will like one day be like, it's you. Like, I mean, that might happen, but
don't hold your breath.
But really don't hold your breath, and definitely don't put your needs and wants out of a relationship on the back burner in hopes that will happen.
No.
Right.
Yes.
Very unlikely.
Very good point.
Yeah.
I think, you know, I've actually heard of a similar scenario quite often with a lot of people who are exploring ethical non-monogamy.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And I think there might be some situations, I'm absolutely not saying this is always the case, where someone is like, oh yeah, I'm cool with non-monogamy and like us seeing other people, mainly because they want to do that. Yeah. But then when their partner does it, it's like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Or that's icky. That makes me jealous.
I feel like that happens a lot though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you know, maybe you think that's a relationship style you want to be in and that you're okay with it because you might be interested in exploring other people. Mm-hmm. But if you feel jealous or uncomfortable with your partner doing the same thing, then maybe that's just not for you.
Yeah.
And maybe you're just not ready to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Again, because like, you know, it plays, I think what you're saying is it sort of plays into your sort of more baser instincts of being like, no, I want to have the flexibility and kind of like, you know, I want to have my options open. It's something so gross even to say, but like, because it puts it in such a, like a transactional framework. But like, you know, it's that sounds good to you. But if the second it like, you know, your partner acts on it, if you feel like, oh, I feel bad now, it's like, well, yeah, welcome to the fucking game. Buddy. Like this is you bought the ticket, you're taking the ride. So like, again, you know, not to be some little tough love, but again, this might not be for you.
Yeah. I feel like people don't think about like the jealousy aspect of it sometimes.
Yeah.
Like it's like you said, they focus on that part of it, but it's also like it's one of those things of like I also feel like people even who are about the life, like they're not jealous, they just like deal with it better.
Yeah.
Like it's like
they learn how to kind of set those feelings and thoughts aside.
Yeah.
And be like more rational, I guess, about the situation or like
Yeah, exactly. Because
I mean, I don't want to say more rational if that's not the right word. I'm not saying not
more rational, but like rationalizing your feelings.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I know I'm feeling this way. Why am I feeling like this? Right. What can I do to not feel this way? Is this something that needs to be brought up, or is this something I need to figure out on my own? It's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, truly, you know, if you're having those feelings, those jealous feelings and stuff like that, that is obviously something like within the bounds of this kind of, you know, relationship and the relationship style that you're having, something that, you know, you need to obviously manage and like understand and like get to the bottom of like, like you were saying, like, why am I feeling this way? Like work through them And if it's something that, is causing you grief, like it might be time to look for something else. But also, if this is something that you're feeling and you have a good relationship with this person, you should be able to talk with the other person about it. Like, again, it's so funny how like so many like stalemates or like friction that happens in relationships. Like, it's like you should be able to talk with the other person about it, and like a good, healthy, like adult conversation about like, hey, I know we like went into this relationship with like these kind of like, parameters and everything like that. And now we're starting to like walk the walk instead of just like talk the talk. Mm-hmm. And you have more experience walking than I do. These are the kind of feelings that I'm having and I'm going through. And it's tough for me because this is like, my first experience with this. And if you can talk to the other person about that, like that's actually a really good sign. And like, well, depending on how they react to it, if they're just kind of like, deal with it, bucko, then maybe you need to like reevaluate.
Yeah, that's like the hard mode. I feel like I've done this before where I've done it like the hard mode and the easy mode, where the hard mode is you like do it or get gone. And it doesn't sound like she's saying that.
No, it doesn't.
And it also sounds like you guys kind of have a good relationship where you should be able to just like talk to her about how you feel, not like, hey, I don't want you going on dates with people, but more like, hey, this would help me feel better if you're seeing other people.
Even if you're just open, like realizing I'm starting to have these like feelings of jealousy and like I'm really liking you, and realize like, we've been open about this being polyamorous and not being like monogamous together, but how do we kind of address this, or how do we like, because who knows, like maybe she's like, oh, like, are you feeling that way? Like, I'm down to just see you if that's what you want to do.
Which could also be, you never know. I think what we're all saying is like, you should talk to her.
But I think also what I will say, if it doesn't go that way and she is like, no, I do want to keep seeing other people and keep this kind of relationship between us, I do worry that the longer it goes on and the more you start to feel for her, the harder it's going to get. Yeah. Like the more jealous you might start feeling.
I feel the opposite also. It could also you might start to resent her a little bit, which is also very bad.
Yeah, both not great options.
Yeah, both are not, which is talk to her.
And I know it's tough because, the person who wrote in said they haven't had a lot of long-term relationships or like a lot of relationships in general. So it is very easy to like be very infatuated with someone when you are in those feelings together. And but if this isn't the type of relationship that's really serving you or making you feel secure about yourself, then maybe it's just not for you, and that's okay. Yeah. Maybe you guys could still hang out, and like if you're single and dating, you could still hang out with her. But I think if you're interested in a monogamous relationship, then trying to date people while also being in that relationship to try to find someone to be monogamous
is also kind of shitty for her. Yeah. If you're trying to get a back burner going so you can dip.
I'll hold on to this until I find my monogamous.
Exactly. Right, exactly. It's like, listen, I still like having sex, so we're gonna keep doing that casually whilst I
find a wife. You don't want it. That's a bad look.
I'm perfectly happy in the crow's nest of the sex ship while I search for land. With my binoculars.
But also, I mean, everyone is different. Like, I know when Trevor and I started seeing each other, I was still dating openly, and seeing other people, and I was open with him about that. I'm like, I'm still seeing people, I'm still dating around, and he's like, that's cool. Like, we were just hanging out at first.
It's casual.
So there's nothing wrong with like, I would say like, even if you do start dating and you are still seeing this other person, always just being as open as possible.
Yeah. Don't hide it from her that you're doing,
because that's not going to do any good.
No. You're going to feel guilty, and you're going to come off weird. You're going to think you're not coming off weird. Yeah. You're going to come off weird. You're going to be coming off weird. She's going to know there's like a vibe change.
It's also 2023. I think also people are cool with a lot of things now, and like I think there's a lot of more open-mindedness when it comes to relationship styles. So like I think you'd be surprised when you are just open and honest with people, even if you do start dating other people and are still in this poly relationship.
And then also maybe on the other end, maybe you should try to find someone else also, and maybe feel out how you feel about if you could maintain multiple relationships, because you might not even be able to do that yourself, and then you're just like kind of doing this thing you don't want to do on this end, and then also you don't even like it on this end either. So like, what are you doing in the middle of it?
Sounds not fun.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. Thank you for your question.
Godspeed.
Via con Dios.
Great question.
Yeah,
and,
fantastic question.
You both seem very mature and very, ahead of the game. So keep on it. Keep talking. The holidays are almost here, and it's officially the season of giving. Luckily, Shady Rays has you covered with the perfect gift for someone special, yourself, or both. In case you don't already know, Shady Rays is an independent sunglass company that offers an unrivaled product that's just as good as any expensive pair we've worn. With tons of styles and colors, you're bound to find the perfect pair of sunglasses. And if you're into winter sports, their quick swap snow lenses move easily between full sun to low light environments. You guys know I love my Shady Rays. I have multiple pairs that go with everything. I still love their aviators. I wear those almost every day. It's still sunny even though it's getting cold out. Plus, if you don't love your Shady Rays, you could always exchange them for a new pair or return them for free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop. Their team always has your back with personal and fast support. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out a very merry deal for the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use the code OPEN for 50% off 2 or more pairs of Polaroid sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Happy shopping. It's officially time to kickstart your holiday shopping, but there's no cause for panic. Uncommon Goods is here to make your holiday shopping stress-free by scouring the globe for the most remarkable and truly unique gifts for everyone on your list. From art and jewelry to kitchen and home and bar, Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same lackluster gifts you could find just anywhere. I received a couple things from Uncommon Goods. I have this flickering bonfire Bluetooth speaker. I know that's a lot of things in one, but it's a little Bluetooth speaker that has like a fire effect to it, so it looks like a little bonfire, and it plays your music. You could even put like fireplace sounds on it to get the full effect, but it's wonderful. Plus, with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $2.5 million to date. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/alwaysopen. That's uncommongoods.com/alwaysopen for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. All right, so our next and final question for this episode reads, I, 27-year-old male, have never been in a relationship and am a virgin in every sense. But wait, there's more. I recently have developed feelings for a friend, 27-year-old female. We've been friends for years, but never really got close. We went on a camping trip with a group of friends where I developed feelings for them. I kind of always felt something towards them, but it bubbled up over the weekend. I suffer with bad rejection sensitivity and had a panic attack working up the courage to ask them out. I thought I was going to be shaking with fear in the moment, but a sense of calm and security comes over me whenever I'm around her. I was able to calmly and naturally ask them out, and she said yes.
W.
So what's the question? It sounds like a humble brag.
So continues. We've been talking a lot more, but the conversations and interactions haven't felt like they are moving in a romantic direction. I'd like to try and move into that line of conversation, but keep getting in my own head about making things awkward if I try to flirt or bring it up. We have plans to go to a large fair in our area in a couple weeks as our first date. We are both pretty active in our friend group, but that means almost all of our in-person meetings have close friends around, making those types of connections difficult. She means a great deal to me outside of being in a relationship, shying me away from attempting to be closer. But I've never felt this way about someone. It also doesn't help that I think she's way too pretty for me. I bet that's not true. How do I move conversations towards a romantic/flirty tone without it feeling heavy-handed?
First of all, my boy, you gotta stop hanging out with groups.
Gotta stop doing group
You gotta stop doing group hangs. That's why
it feels like friendship, because you're hanging out with your friends.
The reason it feels like friendship is because you're doing stuff with groups of friends, which is awesome. Yeah. And a great way to lay a base for a friendship, which is what a good relationship should start as.
Absolutely.
But you're gonna have to at some point be like, hey, why don't you and me take that Ferris wheel ride?
Let's blow this popsicle stand.
Yeah, just you and me. We're going up in the Ferris wheel. We got one you and me on the teacups. Like you're gonna have to get some one-on-one time so that
100%. It feels romantic.
So the opportunity for it to feel romantic can feel different.
Because can you think of a more awkward situation when you're friends with a group of people and then two friends all of a sudden start dating and everyone is always looking at them and being like, are they flirting? Like, look at this. Yeah. And those friends feel awkward about doing that. And that's probably what you guys are experiencing. You feel like you cannot start this budding relationship or whatever it is, attraction, because all of your friends are around you. So it feels like, oh, well, I don't want it to be awkward. I don't want to like try to be flirty around my friends to this other friend we have.
Yeah.
it could be a very awkward situation.
I don't want my friends seeing me spit in game.
No.
Ever.
That's between me, her, and the Lord.
And the Lord. Yeah.
That was a three-way conversation. Yeah. Absolutely not.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, I've like,
yeah. The big man is the only other person.
The only other person who should know.
Oh yeah, the big thing.
It's the only other person who needs to know the game I'm spitting. All I'm saying is, I feel like I've like dated friends before. I've like gone from a friend to a lover situation, and I feel like it's the thing you got to do is, hey, we like hanging out with each other already. What if we just hung out? Something super low committal. You could do like a movie, drinks after, talk about the movie like you would with your friend. See where that goes. Or like movie dinner. You could do like even just like a, hey, do you want to go to the park? All you got to do is just it's about setting yourself up in an atmosphere that lets you be able to be yourself in a way that you're not in a friend group, and then you're also more able to see how she's reacting to you, because again, she's not worried about your friends are thinking, but then also you can both suss out the vibe of what it is when your friends aren't together, because it might be one of those things where like, you have a friend, but like you're only friends with them when someone else is there, because the two of you together is like,
you don't know how to like react and interact together.
You need like a conduit. Like, it might be one of those situations.
I have so many friends like that.
Yeah,
but that's just because I'm awkward.
But, like it could be like that, like. But the only way you're gonna find out is if you have alone time together.
You get that alone one-on-one time.
A little bit of coffee, a little bit of ice cream, whatever. And it doesn't have to be serious. Like you don't have to get a reservation at a 5-star. Like no.
Yeah,
you could even go to places that y'all go with your friends, just the two of you, because then you'll feel more comfortable. You know the lay of the land. She's not like feeling isolated. She's gotten out. She feels like she might need one. You have an out if you feel like you might need one. Because you can then what? Invite your friends to come there.
Yeah.
If it's after, if it's not going as well as you wanted it to go. So I feel like you just got to set yourself up for success.
That absolutely set yourself up for success, and that means curating. Like I say curating, but like really thinking about like the mood that you want to set. Like going someplace that you have been together before with friends is a great thing, because it's a place that you both feel like. Going to a new spot that you and the other person both haven't been before, already, ding, 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 you've already gone down a couple notches, because you're going to be like thinking about, oh, I've never been to like this like bar before, or this like, theater before.
I didn't think these drinks were going to be so expensive. Now you're sweating about how much the drinks cost.
Exactly.
Like go somewhere familiar.
Go someplace familiar, maybe someplace that like, hopefully someplace that both of you have been either together or separately before.
Yeah.
To be like, okay, that way you both have sort of home field advantage of being like, we're comfortable here.
Or you show her your favorite spot that maybe she's never been before, but again, you've got the lay of the land, so you know what to expect at least.
Exactly. But like making sure that you're like comfortable, and so that things can, and when you're comfortable and you're yourself and you're able to like be like fun and flirty. And again, this is a person who is a virgin in all senses of the word.
Yes.
So, and has like rejection anxiety, which
I get,
which totally get. And let me tell you that like, it's like doing stand up. Like you're gonna bomb at some point. And what you learn from bombing is that the sun still rises and nobody gives a fuck. Like you like the education of like bombing at stand up is learning that it's not the end of the world, and that you wake up the next day and people are going to work and like birds are chirping, fucking bees are buzzing.
Like, is so important on how you react to the rejection.
Exactly.
Like if you just let it slide, like, okay, like I get it. Everyone's into what they want to be into, and it's not about you. It's everyone has preferences, including you.
Yes.
You know that. Yeah. So just always keep that in mind of just like, okay, like on to the next.
And I want to give this person also incredible props for doing the real, truly like the hard part of asking the person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
it's that, tough, especially with that anxiety.
With that anxiety, you got the nerves. Like you had like the, like shaky hands. You had like the pre-ask out like panic attack. Heart rate was up. Pupils were dilated. You did the hard thing of broaching just like, hey, do you want to go out sometime? That is hard because like it could have ended right there and.
But it didn't. And that's a good sign.
So like you're like I truly feel like perhaps like the hardest part of this battle has already been fought. And now you have to like do the next half of it, which is like, again, find a place for the two of you to like cultivate a romantic atmosphere so that you can be kind of like flirty and like, you know, and I don't know what like flirting looks like for you. It's for everyone's different. Everyone's game is
flirting.
Can you show us, Andrew?
Say what?
Can you show us on this monitor how you flirt?
Flirting 101. There it is.
Well, you know, smolder. Like smolder. You know, I'm silly geese. I'm just like, you know, be funny, be an active listener, be a full body listener.
Yeah, nothing better than being on a date with someone who actually gives a fuck about you.
Yeah.
And correct. So like, I think when you go on this date with her or any date with her, or just when you're with her at all, like be interested in her, ask her questions, listen, like learn about her. And I think like that helps with the nerves because you are like focusing on the person.
Yeah. And it's like, and it feels like leveling up the friendship too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Something too that I think might help is if you are choosing other places to go on dates or like to, you know, break into that flirtatious kind of thing is like choose something that's a little more active. I know sometimes like a dinner date is very intimidating because it's like we are two people staring at each other and having to make conversation and I'm nervous and I don't know how to like change this from friendship to flirty in this kind of setting. Whereas if you're doing something active like mini golf or something or like going to a park or a coffee shop, being outside somewhere, like it feels like a little less intimidating because there's a lot of people around, there's movement, like you could interact with stuff and maybe like touch on each other a little bit, you know. A little bit of like shoulder action, a little hand action.
A little bit of hand action will get you a lot farther than you think.
Oh.
If you can I borrow your hand for a second? So
it's a little cold.
It's a little cold. Can we warm it up for you?
Oh.
This?
Oh no, you know. I'm telling you right. I am telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. This is no joke.
Even the rub, the finger rub?
If you just get that pinky around it right there, that'll
if you get
that's why you gotta get the pinky around. Then it's like if you hold it like this.
Oh.
See, you're getting
it's strong but gentle.
You're getting some real game lessons right now.
That's some flirting right there.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm seriously. So again, be a thoughtful and caring human being, and like if you're you know sensing a vibe,
and it's okay if you don't have the riz that Griff has.
What are you talking about?
Like, hey, you're going to a museum, you're looking at a thing, you're like you know
just the little like
just like the light physical contact. Light physical contact that normal humans make.
Yeah.
And then
also if she does that to you.
And if that's reciprocated,
you're in.
No, if that's reciprocated, I mean, like if that's reciprocated, if the light physical contact, the light touch is like reciprocated, then you move to like the handhold or like the little thing. Brother, that like then
you're, and then also I feel like that makes you feel more at ease.
And more at ease.
You're less questioning.
You're less questioning.
And then what the vibe is.
You can then you absolutely have a very good idea of what the vibe is. If there is like light, appropriate physical contact that elevates to more intimate, like
and that might take a while. And it might take a few dates.
That might take a few dates. But
that's fine.
Then that's fine. But if you're picking up on that, then you should like I am so if it comes to that, like if you're sensing that, if the date goes that way,
if things come to this natural conclusion,
if hopefully, and I'm saying hopefully, I'm in your corner here. If things go that way, and you have the light physical contact, you have the handhold. I'm so happy for you. I hope it goes this way because the anxiety that will like just unyoke yourself.
You'll be 2 inches taller.
You'll be 2 inches taller.
You'll just be so free.
You'll be because you understand like, oh, they're also picking up this vibe. We're sharing the same. Things can get a little bit more romantic. Yeah. Oh gosh. And that's like one of the best feelings on earth. Truly, like one of the best.
And again,
feelings on earth.
It's intimidating.
It is intimidating.
We said like this is his first time,
of course,
with everything, and so like. If you're nervous, it's okay. Like everyone is nervous on these types of situations. Everyone learns and adapts over time. Like no one knows what they're doing on a date, especially a first date.
Nerve-wracking thing in the world is a first date.
And that's okay. And you shouldn't feel like that's odd or that's like something that like, oh, I'm weird because I'm experiencing this feeling. So
absolutely. But also something like that I think is going to, which comes back to the ask out. Mm-hmm. I think it is very important. And this is something that, like, honestly, I think, at least in my dating experience, the women that I've dated have really respected, is that I ask them out. I do not say, do you want to hang out? not hang out. Hang out is so vague.
Yes.
Hey, do you want to do something sometimes? Do you want to hang out? Bullshit. I am asking you out on a date because this eliminates all the vagaries of like,
do you like me?
Do you like me? Was that romantic? I was like, boop, get that shit out of here.
Yeah.
Like, be very clear in your communication. Like, do you want to go out on a date? Because that automatically eliminates so much of the awkwardness of being out and being like, there's any misunderstanding about like the handhold or like whatever, like little physical, like understanding that this is a date is so important.
We're not saying lean in, we're not saying smooch.
We're not saying lean in.
We're talking about gentle, light, normal
caresses.
touches.
Exactly.
Hand on the small of the
back. But again,
hit that forearm.
Hit that forearm.
Hit that forearm.
Hit that forearm.
Hit that pinky.
Now, but all this is predicated. I'm serious. All this is predicated
on saying I want to take you out on a date. I
say it with us.
I want to take you out on a date. Because my current relationship was set back by like a month or two because I said, do you want to hang out? Instead of I want to take you out on a date.
Yeah.
It was just a misunderstanding. Yep. So like,
honestly, like there's something really also kind of charming about someone who's saying like, hey, I'd love to take you out on a date.
Yeah.
Because that is like, I feel so
confident.
It's confident it's also not common nowadays.
No.
People
everyone wants to like, because no one wants to be like, no one wants to seem uncool anymore.
Yeah.
And they
want to be like, they're like, if you want.
No. And I am very much like a, can I take you out?
Mm-hmm.
And then on a date. And then if they say yes, same day, I give a location. I give 3 options. They pick one and you send a calendar invite.
Wow.
Because then they know you're serious. Because people are flaky.
People are flaky. No.
Send a calendar invite.
Yeah,
they'll know.
I love calendar invites. Although I'm anal about that.
Then they'll see it on their phone all week, be looking forward to it. Like, it's very cute.
Yeah. I'm like, I cannot tell you, again, my limited experience, but I Griff, you know too much.
I've seen you.
But like, this is kind of macroing out a little bit, but like the intentionality of setting a time, a place, a date, specifying that is a date projects, even if you're nervous, projects confidence in a way that like kind of offloads it from you and puts it on the like date itself. So like, and also it gives you the immediate like knowing or not knowing. It removes the anxiety of ambiguity of being like, hey, do you want to hang out sometime? Sure, yeah. Okay, great. Do you want to like maybe see like a movie like next week? Okay, cool. Yeah. Guess what you're going to be doing for that next week? Torturing yourself to know, thinking about if this is a date.
Yeah.
So
you're gonna be analyzing like what she wore.
Oh my god!
It's like, was this a date outfit or just like a hangout?
Do not make that prison for yourself.
No.
Like the intentionality of like Griff said, like just asking out specifically. Like, can I take you out on a date? Great. That's the setting. Having the like 3 option for a place. Fantastic. And also like, in this day and age, like people don't want to seem uncool or something like that. But you have no idea how like attractive intentionality is, because it's related to confidence and like having like a plan, having like look, I'm on
double text her. She'll like it.
Having intentionality, having a plan, having that like, again, projection of confidence, even if your voice is shaking, even if your like heart's thumping,
which it
will be. I'm not gonna lie to you, but like, is there anything better than having a crush? God, I wish I had a crush. It'd be so nice. It fucking
nice.
Rocks. But now
it
rules. So I am excited for this person. I am so happy for you. I wish you the best. I feel like I'm landing the plane on this question for some reason, but which I don't mean to be.
I think also like the final bit of this question was like how to move conversations more romantic, flirty without it being heavy-handed. And I think like don't overthink it too much. Yeah. Like I think because you guys are already friends, just talk like you would as normally, and maybe like again like maybe be a little bit more physical, touching, and like as we mentioned before. But I don't like go in with the intention of like I'm gonna flirt with her. I think just like have what comes naturally.
It'll happen.
Give her compliments, like say things that you're feeling or thinking. I think like one of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten was don't let a compliment go to waste.
Yeah.
So if you see someone on the street who has like a beautiful dress, like, hey, I love your dress.
Yeah.
Because like maybe they'll have like a great day after them, be confident in themselves and have like a do something nice for someone else, and it just gets passed on. And so like complimenting people and saying nice things to people really goes a long way and really makes them feel stronger about the person you are.
Yeah. I have a question.
Yes.
Do you have things not to do to push it to a more romantic?
Good.
Because we gave a lot of yeses.
We got a lot of like things signs to look for, things to possibly do.
So like signs if she's doing something that indicates like, ooh, maybe she's not into this
Not
romantically.
even that, like just like things that you wouldn't like done to like from someone to trying to push it. Like one thing I don't like on like an early date is like, I don't know what fucking alpha male podcast Cosmopolitan article this came from, but like this is like sustained eye contact on the first or second date does not make you seem more interested in them. It does not make you seem like you're actively listening. Actively listening makes you seem more like you're actively listening. Staring into their eyes uninterrupted, non-blinking makes you feel
and
like
trying to like have a rizzy look.
Don't do that.
That makes it seem like you're going to make them a suit, a skin suit.
Yeah, you're going to
make them a suit, not make them a suit.
Make them into a suit. 100%. Yeah. Again, garbage alpha male podcast advice
do not
of like
stare a woman down. Like you.
No. The actually asking them the questions about themselves, being interested, because if you are like interested in this person, it will show.
It'll come through.
And frankly, if you are, you should be, and you show that by asking questions and like taking and follow up questions. Like don't have a list. Don't have a
list.
Don't think about it so tactically.
It's not a job interview.
It's not a job interview. Don't think about it so tactically. But like, how do you talk to your friends?
Yeah.
You ask them questions. You ask them follow-up questions. Like you try to be like interested because they are your friends. You are interested in them. So just like go about it that way. Like I feel like it's a
relationship is just a friendship where you touch mouth sometimes.
And remember that you said
and more, hopefully.
Even in your question, he mentions that he has a sense of common security when he's around her.
Which is ideal. That's what you want. That's like the number one thing.
What you want.
Yeah.
Well,
so
fantastic advice.
Yeah.
Y'all, thank you so much for that. And thank you for your question. And good luck. You got this.
You got this. I would love to hear
a follow-up. I would love that. Oh my God.
Yeah. For any of the questions we discussed today, please email us back. Or if you have a new question for the show, always open at roosterteeth.com. We would love to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
Griff, Andrew, thank you for being on the show today.
Anytime. Thank you so much.
Is there anything y'all are working on that you want to talk about? A little pluggy plug.
When is this going to come out?
This comes out, I believe, November.
Is this a Thanksgiving episode?
I think so. I think it might come out the 21st.
That's Thanksgiving week.
Well, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I mean, listen to the Rooster Teeth podcast. You can hear bad versions of this advice.
That's what I've been. So if you want to hear us give absolute dog shit advice, listen to the RT podcast.
Yeah. We would take this question and be really silly and silly geese with it.
Yeah. We do this about 15 minutes, except we give terrible advice.
Yeah. It's mostly like, no, yeah, go ahead and piss in their gas tank.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
it's like,
it's very different.
Actionable. It's the advice we give is probably actionable.
Mostly illegal. I feel like literally doing this, I had to like reset my mind because every time when you would read the question, I'd be like, so I'm going to take the RT answer. I'm going to throw it all the way over there. I'm going to throw it away.
The RT podcast.
Yeah.
Fantastic show. You guys do a wonderful job. There's great segments, great discussions. You guys are fucking hilarious. So if you haven't checked out the new RT podcast, please do.
Yeah. We're the RT pod on
socials.
The
RT Pod.
The RT Pod.
It's a fun time at the movies.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to plug a little show that I had been working on called Tales from the Stinky Dragon.
Ooh.
It is a Dungeons & Dragons podcast. It's an actual play podcast that is like a radio play. So we have sound effects, voices, music, everything. And then we are also doing a brand new show called Stinky Dragon Adventures, which is an adaptation off the podcast that is a full-length puppet show. 10-minute episodes, all unique stories. Fantastic.
It's sick.
Barbara, you showed me a trailer for it yesterday. You simply aren't ready for how good this is. It is fucking awesome.
It
looks so
amazing.
Good. You simply aren't ready for how your mind is going to be blown back at the show. It's fun as hell. It looks great. It's just like,
it's so good.
And you don't have to know anything about the podcast to watch it either. It's all like we explain the characters, we explain the stories. It's episodic, so each episode is like its own little contained story. Yeah. You don't there's no spoilers for the podcast either. So if you are listening to the podcast, it won't spoil any major plot points. So please check it out. It's going to be on stinkydragonpod.com. And of course, as we mentioned in the middle of the episode, if you sign up for first membership, it really helps support everything we do here at the company, all the content we make,
all those puppets,
they need wardrobe
sets.
changes.
Oh my god, just as a side note, they took like an entire room for to do the puppet set,
and we needed more space.
Walking in there and just seeing like the props and the costume changes for puppets and like the little rigs and like you under a table from just puppeting from below trying to it's so good, and like just I can't wait to see it on screen fully realized. I'm excited.
Me too. And by the time this comes out, we already would have had a few episodes released, but it releases every Thursday on stinkydragonpod.com. You don't need a first membership to watch it, but again, it would very much support what we do and would help us make more of it.
We got to get more felt.
Much more felt.
We need more felt.
The felt line item for Q3 of 2023 is insane.
It's insane.
We cleared out of Joanne Fabrics.
A side note about that too. We're working on a bonus show for first members to talk like a director's commentary for the show.
Oh, that rocks.
And we were pitching names back and forth, and one of the ones I pitched was How We Felt.
Oh,
because it's like
touch them all, Dunkelman. Touch them all.
Punkelman strikes again.
Fucking net balls out of the park right now. Yes,
but we're going for something a little more probably straightforward. But yeah, please check it out. And thank you guys for being on the show today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you guys for watching. And if you haven't already, check out more content on roosterteeth.com, as well as on All Good No Worries. And thank you for being here. We will see you next week.
Bye bye.